3, 2, 1, go!
Maisha pa sherera Lindsay, shai kumilton kinspe, she anya avanya hande rendu the Fluent Show.
Welcome to the Fluent Show. I've managed to do this right. Hang on, I'm just in two places at once. Welcome to the Fluent Show, a podcast all about loving, living, and learning languages. Today, live with Lindsay from Milton Keynes. Woo! And Kirsten from, I'm pointing there, Kirsten from Canterbury. It's episode 200. We've made it. Let us know if you can see us. Let us know it's all working well. And you can hear the music and all that stuff. We've done a lot of testing. We've done a lot of things. And yeah, I'm just going to actually keep the Fluent Show music running. And we're going to listen to the whole thing today in the background. Lindsay, congratulations. Welcome. You've made it to episode 200 of the Fluent Show. And you're still here, chilling, hanging out.
I was shocked then. I was wondering why you said congratulations. I was like, is there news I don't know about? Okay. 200, yes. And congratulations to you, more so. You've been there since episode 1.
I have been here since episode 1. That is correct. Episode 1, which wasn't really even an episode yet. It was just a sort of, I'm kind of trying this thing out. And that is pretty much it. So chat room, I can see you there. Don't worry, I've got a little bit of a delay. We've got Marissa here, we've got Stephen here, Ellie, Janet is here, and I believe Chris is here as well. Hello. So we're not used to live streaming. I haven't brushed my hair. And this is an episode.
I don't think that's a live stream thing. I think that's a podcast versus video thing of like.
I thought you were going to say like, I think that's a Kirsten thing.
No.
So, excuse all that, but we're here to celebrate. We're here to have a lot of fun. And yeah, do I need to do any chat room housekeeping? Dear chat room, please be nice to each other. We have in the test that I did with my husband, we have already found out that if you type swear words in the chat box, I don't get to see them. Nobody else gets to see. I actually get to see them because they come up on my little broadcasting software, but you don't get to see each other's comments. So don't put swear words, be nice to each other, and we'll use women in language rules, which is don't put any links unless you put something like search online for blah blah blah, and then you can put links, and that's pretty much it. Hi Mick, hi Nancy. Lindsay, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that you've just told a chat room full of people that love language not to type in a certain type of word, which means instantly everyone's going to be like, it blocks them. What now? Just typing in swear words, testing where the swear word limit is of what it allows and what it doesn't allow.
Well, if you say something like, please hide your children, hide your kids, hide your wife. If you say something like, this is fucking amazing, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But if you use something like jolly or bloody or other British euphemisms, I think you're fine. I think you're going to be fine.
Fair enough.
In other news, what else have we got to say? Really, I haven't got a sponsor for this episode, so we're just going to do a big Patreon drive to remind you all that the Fluent Show has got a Patreon where you can support us as you have been for the last, don't know when I started it, but we've been going for about a year, so I reckon about 30 episodes have been listeners supported, and that means a lot to me. It really does. We've got 44 or 45 patrons, which is 44 or 45 people who care about the Fluent Show this much that they're putting money towards it, which is insane. Like, this is so cool. This is really, really cool. And I love it very, very much. You too, listeners, viewers, can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/fluentshow. Don't have to do that right now. And that will also get you through the hiatus, through the kind of holiday period that the Fluent Show has got coming up, where we're not going to release episodes on the usual regular sorted schedule until 2021. So we're taking a little bit of time off, and I'll tell you more about that later. If you can't afford Patreon, don't worry about it. Please don't worry about it at all. Just give us a review. Lindsay, where are some places where people could review podcasts?
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
Spotify?
Not entirely sure. Don't bother.
No, I'm not entirely sure.
I don't think you can.
Google Podcasts?
Yes, you could. Google Podcasts. I don't think anybody's done that. You can't review an Overcast.
You've asked me this question. I don't know the answer.
Yeah, well, it's a good one to talk about then, right? So Apple Podcasts. And if you don't use Apple, Google Podcasts is a place where you can review podcasts. You can also review in Stitcher. And you can review in Podchaser. Podchaser, which is sort of the IMDb of podcasts, where it's not an app that actually plays podcasts. It's just one that tells you a lot about podcasts, and there's some cool lists in there. So you can go to Podchaser if you haven't got an Apple machine and you haven't got Apple Podcasts. Otherwise, the world is still ruled by Apple Podcasts. So either that or Patreon. Lots of ways to support us.
Or simply tell a friend.
So simply
write them a letter, ring them on the phone, schedule a Zoom call, tell them on Facebook, tell them on Instagram stories.
Yeah. Or why not take the live link that people are looking at right now and just whack it in your Facebook feed and say,
come hang out with me.
Come and hang out with the Fluent Show. Share us. Share the message, or like take a selfie on Instagram, # the Fluent Show so I can find you. I would love that. Yeah, cool. Marisa says, no, Spotify, she's tried. I think you can do like a thumbs up, but it's not good enough, sadly.
That's not good enough. No.
So Apple Podcasts and Podchaser are probably the best places to review us. Read every review. Love them. We've had 200 ratings so far, most of which I think are very positive. So yeah, absolutely love it. Now, Lindsay, there is a segment I thought we're going to briefly bring back. And chat room, please get involved if you can. This is something that we used to do on the Fluent Show. And in the prep for this, I went through pretty much the whole archive and found, we used to do this thing. We did it at episode 100. And it's called The Good, The Bad, and
The Struggling.
The Struggling. The Good, The Bad, and The Struggling.
Copyright claim.
The 66%.
I've just demonetized you there, Kirsten.
The Good, The Bad, and The Struggling. The 2/3 negative view of language learning. Yay! And the question is simply to Lindsay, to me, and to you, what is good, bad, and where are you struggling in your languages at the moment? Lindsay, what's good?
What's good is I have just so back in May I did language marathon on the day I was supposed to run an actual marathon. Obviously Miss Rona had other ideas, didn't happen. So I did a language marathon instead. After that I was really inspired. I booked some italki packages for the lessons that I was like, I'm actually quite good at this language, I want to keep it up. And then kept them up with monthly lessons because monthly was really nice and like achievable.
It is.
And then the summer happened. Like August was insane. We bought a new car. We started moving house. It was all up in the air. Who knew what was going on? Nothing happened like language wise for that time, right? And I just started an MA. Madness.
Oh.
And then, so the good. This sounds like the bad, but there's a good, right?
There's a good.
So the good.
Chat room, tell us you're good.
The good is that I this week have been able to book the rest of those lessons because I had this thought last week that, wait a minute, they're going to expire soon, those packages. I need to get them booked. So I've got lessons coming up for Indonesian and Mandarin. The bad, kind of tied into that, is that my Guarani teacher now has exams and my Korean teacher is now busy on maternity leave. So it's not bad, but this was always a theme of good, bad, and struggling, right? That it was always
it's not that bad, it's not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's very
fun.
good, it's not that bad.
So that's the good and the bad. Struggling, I would say, what would I like advice on in the chat right now? Let me think. I'll get back to you on that. You tell me your good and bad.
Okay. So my good is I am enjoying hanging out with about 6, 7 or 8 lovely Welsh ladies on Thursday nights no, it's not Zoom, it's Microsoft Teams. I think that's the bad already. But my Welsh course has started. They've made me order a book, and the book came, and on the book on the front it says Cymraeg blah blah uwch, which means higher, and then it says the level that apparently I am in Welsh on the CEFR, and it's a very impressive B2.
That's like A level.
I've got A level. I'm like prepping for A level Welsh. So that was really good. And I'm learning all this formal stuff where it's like, so now I can say he will, what will I say? He will buy the tickets. And usually I would just say, bydde prynu'r tocynna, right? Which is like, but no, I mustn't say that because apparently that means he will be buying the ticket. So I have to say prynydd, which is at the same time a pain and the coolest word ever.
Okay.
Because that means he will buy. And she says there's a difference between he will be buying and he will buy. And I think after the course, I might just go, I'm just going to ignore all that. Because the other form is so much easier than you don't have to think about endings. But yeah, I'm being like schooled. I'm being told what's what in actual Welsh. My bad is I can't keep up Chinese at the moment because I'm just doing more Welsh.
Yeah.
That's
and again, not a bad, but it's like...
No, but I feel for Gia, my Chinese teacher, who gets like, who seems to have such fun when I'm around. I mean, she has fun anyway, probably. It's not like she's an old lady. Like,
I make her life so much better.
No!
She must really miss me.
Well, she acts like it, right? So it's working. Whatever emotional blackmail she uses on her students, it's working on me. It definitely is working on me. So I feel a bit bad, but I'm struggling to like make myself do Chinese and find the headspace, and that really is my struggle at the moment. Is as my advanced language steps up a game, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying digging in. The kind of also there coming somewhere to the HSK1 end. It's harder. Like it's juggling. So you've got your struggling. Let me read you. Or no, actually, you say you're struggling, and then I'll read you some from the chat room, and then the chat room can reply to your struggling.
Yeah, I think I've thought of one. It's really specific.
Ooh.
I don't know if okay, I'll say it.
Okay.
So I've been doing this little like Yoruba course on Memrise, right? It's just pronunciation at the minute. And my struggling is the difference between the GB and the P and the B sounds, which I imagine is why there's a whole like bits on this in that pronunciation course. So if anyone is learning Yoruba and knows any ways to distinguish between those sounds, that would be really helpful. I know it's very specific.
Yeah. Well, if you can know how to distinguish between the BP and GB sounds, and you've got a little special trick up your sleeve that you can convey to us in words in a chat room that limits the amount of words that you can put, knock yourselves out. Lindsay, here are everybody else's good, bad, and struggling.
Go for it.
So we have got... good point from Ellie there. iTunes for Windows users still exists. So you might be able to review us if you've got iTunes. But, don't put yourself through iTunes on Windows if you don't like it. But yeah, good point. Okay. Steven says, good using my Croatian, Serbian, Bosnian very frequently in everyday use. Very impressive. Bravo. Oh, applause sound. Hey, it's not very loud. Applause sound. Bad. Moved house. No time for studying Georgian.
I feel your pain. Not just there, but
she's moving house this year. I've moved house this year. It's a crazy time, and struggling seeing the bad, but now the move is complete. So it's a kind of it's not even really a struggling. Like the struggle was the move in, and now the move is complete. Let yourself settle. And congratulations and welcome to your new house. Amazing.
Yeah, you got to allow for things like that, to just be like, it's fine.
It's fine.
And then pick back up at a pace that feels good. I was talking about this in my email today, that sometimes there's this temptation of, well, I was doing this, and this before, so I need to go straight back in and waste no time to this, and this again. But actually, sometimes it's much more beneficial to pick things up and fit things into this new world that you're living in,
Very true.
As things like that change.
Very true, yeah. I agree. You're living in a whole new house. You're living in a whole new world. And I found actually after moving house, I know we had the move house and lockdown, deeply shocked. I was just remembering at the time, I would wake up at 3 a.m. with a scratchy throat, which was entirely psychosomatic, and convince myself I'd get COVID, and then I'd have to self-isolate, and I couldn't move. And so I was out of it for most intellectual stuff. So sorry for all the episodes in April. I was out of it for most of April. Everything was much harder work. So I'm glad your move is over. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time. Roll on into the wonderful, wonderful times ahead. Marisa also has a good, bad, and struggling.
Okay.
Her good is co-study sessions and language exchanges with friends. Language friends, man. I know, and Suzanne agrees as well, saying co-study sessions have been amazing for my productivity. So we're loving co-study, and I'm doing one tomorrow for Language Habit Toolkit Live. It's going to be good. The bad is Slavic grammar. There's cases. Ooh, she's got a case of the cases.
Of the cases.
The struggling is Slavic vocabulary. What can you do?
I like the approach there of the struggling is the vocab, as if you can see there's a silver line and you can see there's a way out. The bad, the grammar, just I
got no hope. I got no love
between the two.
Well, you can acquire the grammar.
The good thing about grammar is that it ends, right? I've always said that. It's
true.
You get to a point where it's okay, I've done all of that. I just need to put it into practice more and more. The vocab, it does keep going, as difficult as it might be at times.
I always think that with grammar, once you got your basics, and I know case languages, but I swear to you, the way I have been speaking Welsh, this whole thing with the beth yn prynu versus prynych e, that's not the only thing that I do differently. I do so much skating by the line, and it's just... It's how we get to roll. It's fine. I don't know. Grammar is... I think the more we hold ourselves to really tough standards of, because grammar is very black and white, the more we hold ourselves to that, the more unhappy everybody is about grammar, really.
Yeah. And the other thing is the minute that you acquire even the first words of a language, there's a part of that becomes a part of you, and there's an element there of not quite ownership, but almost it becomes yours in a sense, and yours to use in ways that reflect where you're at that time.
And
does that make sense? Permission, I suppose. Yeah.
Right, this word, you get to play around, you get to bounce it off, you get to mess up the cases, whatever. It's... Yeah, I'm forever telling people in German that the case endings, we're not expecting people to be perfect with them because life's too short for anybody. Right, okay, I've got time for one more, maybe good, bad, and struggling. Oh, I'm already behind my schedule. I am going to not read any more good, bads, and struggling, but I love what you've written in the chat room. This is really good. Oh my God, we got... this thing tells you how many people are viewing. We've got 37 people joining us live today. So hello to all of you.
Hello.
Amazing. I can't believe you joined us for this party. Lindsay, let me ask you some Fluent Show historic questions. And chat room, are you ready to quiz? We have got several layers of quizziness today. And the first one is actually with Sarah, who helps me sometimes organize the Fluent Show. So now I need to somehow try and see if I can get Sarah to join us in this chat. Lindsay, would you... Meanwhile, I will ask you all a question so that you're not too bored while I try and click around.
Yes.
And I'll play you the air horn because why not? Okay.
I'll take an air horn.
Here's the air horn for the quiz.
I should point out that I can't hear.
I was going to say what you don't know is she can't hear.
So this is all mime. This is all just smoke and mirrors.
Okay, here is a question. This question is for episode 28. Episode 28 was the first appearance of Shannon Kennedy on the podcast, who has been on the podcast a whole 4 times now, I believe, and who on Instagram seems to be believed to be a marathon runner, which she isn't. Instagram hint there, because I've been posting quizzes on Instagram. Kirsten_Fluent, if you want to take more quizzes later. So, quiz number 1, episode 28. In this episode, Shannon admitted to being an extreme blank. Which is why she doesn't find it lonely to learn languages by herself.
Oh, okay. Introvert.
This was too easy, was it?
It was with the end of the sentence. I got it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, let me just check the answers. Oh, I think this one's why my numbers are all off. Oh, no, introvert. Introvert is correct. Well done. Okay, I've got harder questions. People always moan that the answers to questions are too hard. So, okay, episode 73. This episode is a part of Fluent Show history as the first ever bilingual show. I mean, not in the history of the world, but in the Fluent Show. Although, who knows? In German and English. Who was the guest?
Was it Judith Meyer?
Yes! Chat rooms.
remember.
I'm only just catching up with the chat room saying introvert. You're correct. Suzanne is correct. Stephen's correct. Introvert was correct. And Judith Meyer, yeah. You remember?
I remember when you were doing it and you were like, I think we're going to do it bilingual. I think it would be weird if we just did it in English. I think, well, people, and I was like, yeah, go for it. And it worked. And now you've done loads of bilingual episodes, right?
I have indeed, yeah. Including the Spanish one where Lindsay coached me very, very hard. Lindsay coached me on my Spanish. So when I went through the questions I was going to ask, because I don't trust my Spanish really. And then I said, what if she responds and I have no idea what she's saying? What do I do? And what's your trick for that?
I don't remember.
Oh,
what?
You said just say, sí, sí, claro, claro.
Oh, okay.
So in the show, I think you can hear me just going like, sí, sí, claro, sí, 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 sí. Ah, vale, vale, ah.
What episode's that? I want to listen to that one now.
That is, I don't have a number for you, like ready, but it's the one with Tamara Marie.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was my bilingual Spanish episode, which really is her speaking Spanish and me saying sí, sí, claro. Okay, and one more question. Episode 158, with David Peterson. David Peterson, yeah, we got it. Inventor of Dothraki. Which important distinction did David need to work out before he could record the Dothraki intro to the Fluent Show? I'm going to see if I can add Sarah while you think.
The Dothraki, okay, distinction, is that the word?
Yes.
Important distinction.
Distinction.
Huh. Is it something to do with where you're from? I'm just looking in the chat notes of you telling me what to say at the start of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Your name, where you're from, what language you're speaking, and you're listening to. Is it something to do with the name? Do they have like an interest in naming?
No.
I don't know.
I'll let the chat room, see if we can get the chat room in. Meanwhile, we've got Sarah with us. Hi. Okay, brilliant. Don't have you on the images yet, so I need to put you on YouTube. There you go. This is Sarah. Sarah, do a wave.
Hello.
And we can hear you as well. Who are you? Why are you here? Please introduce yourself.
I'm Kirsten's assistant. I have been for the last 2 years.
2 years, wow.
2 years, yeah.
Sarah is the person who will get your email if you email hello@fluentlanguage.co.uk. So you can email this wonderful smiling lady. And you also learn languages, right? Und du bist übrigens Deutsche. Wir sind beide Deutsche. Lindsay, did you know that?
You're German?
Yeah!
Sehr gut.
So Sarah, which languages are you learning?
I'm learning English, French, Spanish, Polish, and Italian.
Wow.
Yes, a fellow polyglot.
Polish is my struggling.
Polish.
Ah.
Fair enough. Sarah, do you know the answer to this question? Marisa says, love the episode, but don't remember. And I think it was a Patreon bonus audio, so this is even trickier. So think about maybe if you were recording the intro where you say your name, where you're from, what language you're speaking, and then you're listening to the Fluent Show. What if you translated that? Maybe that's a hint. So the question is, what important distinction did David need to work out before he could record the Dothraki intro to the Fluent Show?
I don't know. You? Is it something to do with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a whole discussion about whether you, because he suddenly went, well, is it you? It's one listener, right? And I'm like, no. When I say you, I mean people, like lots of people. I'm not making this show for one listener. I'm making this for the world, right? But he said, but then you have to imagine people sitting around in a circle around the radio, like in the olden days. And I thought, no, I don't know. But I have listened to podcasts together with Christian, so maybe some of you do. And if you're in the chat room, let me know. Yeah, just in case you're wondering, the you in the intro, when I say it, I mean it as a plural. But if you do the intro and you mean it as a singular, that is also very welcome. And yeah. Have you ever thought about that? Lindsay, you as a fellow podcaster?
Yeah, and interestingly, I would think I'm grateful for English for having the word that covers both.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously, like with Spanish or French, that would be something. Or you would say, would you say tu or would you say vu, right?
Yeah.
In French, for example.
Or in German. Sarah, what would we say?
Yeah, ihr.
Ihr, no? I would also say ihr, like you guys.
Mhm.
Ihr hört
But
die
if
Fluent
maybe
Show.
you're listening to the podcast with another person next to you.
I think that's how we all listen to podcasts, isn't it? Okay, so I've brought Sarah onto the show because I wanted to have the pleasure for a little while of also not knowing the answers to any questions. So Sarah has brought us, hopefully in her gift bag, a few quiz questions. Sarah, shall I hand over to you?
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So I have 10 questions for you. And the first one is, which language has the longest alphabet?
Oh,
I think I know.
okay.
Is it Khmer?
Yes, that's correct.
How did you know?
Because in 2015, I did a thing that I made up called the Language Script Challenge, where I just learned lots of alphabets. And I remembered that.
Wow,
I don't remember any of
okay.
the alphabets or writing systems. But I remember that.
Interesting. That's a good question. That's a good
Yeah.
quiz question.
Can you guess how many characters there are?
Oh man, something like 63?
Yeah, 74.
Oh,
So close.
74 characters. Wow. Okay. I had no idea about that. And is this like, do they look different or is it in if you transcribe it to Latin? Oh no, that doesn't make sense,
Good
does it?
question.
no, they're just, yeah, like individual characters.
Like, okay. 74 characters. That's a lot to learn. Okay. Next question.
Next question. There's the idiom, that's Greek to me. And you say that when you don't understand anything or something is a bit strange. And this idiom actually exists in a lot of languages. And for example, in German, you have, das kommt mir Spanisch vor. And you say this looks a bit Spanish. And most of the idioms refer to Greek, Spanish, or Chinese, but not the Turkish expression. Which language does it refer to? Is it Hebrew, French, Japanese, or Russian?
So So when the Turkish people say that's Greek to me, is it Hebrew, French, Spanish, or Russian?
Japanese or Russian?
Hebrew, Japanese, Spanish, or Russian?
Hebrew,
Not Japanese,
French,
that's-
Japanese, and Russian.
Hebrew, French, Japanese. I think Hebrew is a red herring. Maybe.
I don't know. See, I'm tempted to say Japanese because it's furthest away.
Oh, I thought that's too far away.
Maybe though.
Because like,
yeah.
kommt mir Spanisch vor, looks Greek to me.
That's quite
It's
close.
quite close.
Maybe it's Russian then.
And French is so dominant. Yeah, okay, Russian. Is it
It's
Russian?
French.
Oh, no way!
Oh.
They basically say, I am French to the topic. And I think it's because it has something to do with education, with the higher educated people at the time, they were speaking French. And so if you didn't understand it, it was kind of French.
Ah.
That makes sense with the
Interesting.
Greek to me as well. I don't know why Spanish. Don't know. Well, chat room, if you know any more, let us know. That's good. Okay. So looks French. I'm French to this.
And there's actually in other languages, for example, in Finnish, they say it's all Hebrew. So
Finnish is Hebrew. Okay.
Ah,
it's very interesting.
that's really random.
So the next question, which country has the most official languages that are all at equal status to one another?
I know this. I'm gonna.
Oh, okay. If Lindsay gets excited, I'm just gonna say it's Papua New Guinea.
No.
Oh man. Is it like Indonesia? No.
Official.
I was gonna say India. My gut feeling would have been India, maybe, but maybe I'm wrong. Well, because
not
they're all
the-
regional, right?
It's not the most official languages, but the most official languages that are all at equal status to one another. That's important.
I still think it's what I think it is.
Okay. Right,
Do
you
you want
have
me to
your
give it a
guess
go?
then. I have no idea.
Okay, I think it's South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, 11, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh man, nerd points to Lindsay. That's amazing.
Thank you very much. I'll take it.
What are the languages? Do we know? Oh,
It's-
chat room guessing South Africa. Oh, they're coming in strong,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, Michelle has got it right. Stephen's got it right. Good points there.
The languages are English, Zulu, Xhosa, Afrikaans, Pedi, Tswana, Southern Sotho, Tsonga, Swazi, Venda, and Southern Ndebele. I don't really know how to pronounce it.
Ndebele. Mean Girls.
Mean Girl, of course. Like
Yeah.
we have to get a Mean Girl thing in. Okay, right, brilliant. Okay, does air horn request? I'm going to play the air horn, which you can't hear. Okay, so South Africa, 11 official languages, and they're all at the same status as each other.
Mhm.
Okay, brilliant. Next question.
Which of the following languages is not a constructed language created for a book or a movie? Nelvayu, Quenya, Lapin, Nenets.
Oh.
Okay, we know Quenya. That's
Do we?
that's Elvish.
Okay, I've never heard of any of these.
What's the first one?
Nelvayu.
Nevayu.
Nelvayu. I'm not exactly sure on the pronunciation.
One of the episodes I paid attention to this today from the archive was about fictional languages, which is our episode 56, just in case anyone's interested. So okay, so we know I know Quenya.
Nelvayu.
I think the first one must be real because Sarah said, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And I think if you made it up, you'd have in your mind. So I'm process of elimination. It's not those first two. So they
Okay,
must
so what's
be
the
real.
last two again? Don't know what that is.
Nelvayu, Quenya, Lapin, Nenets. And only one of them is real.
I think only one of them is real.
Three of them are constructed for a movie or a book, and one of them is real.
Real.
Wow, chat rooms are the loss as well.
Yeah.
The one that we could figure out was Quenya.
I'm gonna guess Lapine is real.
Do you think? No, I think it's like a rabbit language someone made up. It's like they were speaking Lapin because they're rabbits.
Okay, like Watership Down or something like that.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's go for the first one. What do you think, Lindsay?
You were actually right about Lapin because it's actually the Watership Down language.
Oh!
And Quenya, as you said, is from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Nelvayu is a language created by David Peterson for Doctor Strange.
Oh no! I hope he never hears this. Okay.
And Nenets is actually sometimes it's also known as Yura, is a pair of closely related languages spoken in northern Russia by the Nenets people. And we have the word English word parka for the coat. It actually comes from Nenets.
Nenets. Parka. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Nice. This is a good question. This is hard.
Yeah, I didn't want to make it too easy for you. It was tricky. Okay, the next question probably Lindsay will like because Papua New Guinea is the most linguistically diverse country in the world. How many languages are there?
Oh no!
I'll stay quiet.
I'm gonna guess. Like, can I get like a number either way? If I'm 10% close, do I get it? 900.
That's really close.
That's close. Okay, I don't know an exact. I'm gonna guess like 865.
Yeah, I found a few different numbers, but it was always around 840. So, yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give myself that. That.
I'll give you that point.
Yay! Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh, well, if we're keeping score, Lindsay's totally winning because, like, that's amazing. Chat room's coming in with, well, isn't it like 2000? Depending on your definition. I don't really have a noise but I'm gonna play this noise. Klaxon, dialect, or is it language?
Klaxon.
Dialect klaxon. Well, it sounds very different to the air horn, which I just accidentally hit. It goes like. That's a dialect klaxon. Okay. So 840, according to where we look up good information.
So next question, on which continent can you hear the Mokeno language? South America, Europe, Asia, or Africa?
Mokeno.
If it helps, it's spelled Mocheno.
Mocheno.
So if it was like named in Spanish, then you would have to say it Mocheno.
I'm gonna guess Asia.
I just feel like the ENO at the end makes me think of Spanish, so I'm gonna say. But if Lindsay doesn't say Latin America or South America, and Lindsay usually knows. Okay, well she's shaking it. So I'm gonna go for South America.
It's Europe.
It's Europe.
Mokeno, it's actually a variety of Upper German. And it's spoken in 3 towns in the Mokeni Valley in Trentino, Italy. It has about 1,600 speakers. It's closely related to Bavarian. Although I listened to some of it and I couldn't understand it. In German, it's called Fersentalerisch. Because it's from the Fersental.
Fersen like foot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like foot sole, Ferse. Okay. Wow, okay. Okay, no, that makes sense then with the, like, because with the CH, giving it that sound, the K sound rather than the ch sound. So I didn't follow through with my thinking there.
Yeah, well, I could also be a little bit wrong about the pronunciation.
Moving on.
So we come to a Polish word, lunatic. What does that mean? Does that mean possessed, half moon, sleepwalker, or curved?
Is this where we get the English word lunatic? Or is that going to give the... I see your poker face.
Well, okay, so lunatic is someone that has got Luna, right? And Luna is the moon. So there's definitely a moon connection. But if it's curved, then it can also be the moon, like a crescent moon. And possessed, it's like howling at the moon. So that's also moon related. So we have possessed, curved. What was the other two?
Half moon and sleepwalker.
Okay, half moon and sleep. Oh, okay. So they're all
Sleepwalker. I'm going to guess sleepwalker.
lunatic.
Yeah, maybe tick means sleep or walk or action. Like moon.
Can you give me an example sentence in Polish? Not that I understand Polish, but maybe I can work it out.
Not really.
I'm gonna go with curved shape. Cause why not?
Lindsay is right. It's
Ah!
sleepwalker.
Oh!
It comes from Latin, and in Polish text it was used as early as the beginning of the 16th century. But lunaticus was called also the possessed, so it's a bit of everything.
Interesting. People
Wow.
would sleepwalk and they'd think, possess. Sleepwalker.
Maybe
over
possessed
here.
by sleep or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
Okay, now come.
I'm gonna quietly start preparing our next guest because I God, she made a schedule, and you know what I'm like with a schedule. But give us a question. This is good.
Okay, what does the word buffalo in the English language mean when it's not an animal or city, but a verb?
Oh.
Is it-
Oh, this is the thing with the buffalo.
Exactly. It's either to eat, to joke, to hunt, or to bully.
To bully.
Kirsten?
To eat. Yes, I'm also gonna go with that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes.
So basically, the sentence is the buffaloes from Buffalo, who bully the buffaloes from Buffalo, bully the buffaloes from Buffalo. Buffalo,
love
buffalo,
that.
buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Is there a way that we can combine that sentence with like had? You know what I mean? Is there a way that they
Hang on.
fit
What is
together?
had?
Sorry?
What is had?
When you say like the teacher had I don't know. It's punctuation is what makes the difference to it and what makes it make sense.
Does Ashley know? Because he's a teacher.
No,
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, chat room, if you know with the had. Let us. It would be good. Yeah. Oh, we've got a few people popping in, by the way, saying very happy 200. We're having a good time, aren't we?
Hey.
Yeah. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Elijah. How lovely. Yes. Okay. We got more questions to go, right?
2 questions.
Cool. 2 questions. Let's do
Okay.
it.
What is cryptophagia?
Aphasia. It's when, so aphasia is when you had a stroke and you don't have language anymore and you say the wrong word. So you say like, oh, just fetch me and then instead of welly boots, you say kettle or something. So that's aphasia. So it's something to do with word choices maybe. And then cryptophagia. Crypto is when you encrypt something. So is it when you say code words?
It goes a little bit in the direction.
Okay. I'm not getting
Close, but no cigar.
Harsh.
Crypto? I mean, you right? What does crypto mean?
Is it like kind of like code or like
Coded.
hidden?
Yeah.
Crack the code.
Is it when you speak in code?
Well, it's not exactly code,
Okay.
but you basically goes in the direction of a secret. Crypto means secret. and
Okay.
this-
So does
Phasia.
cryptophagia mean when you've forgotten your password?
Not exactly. Cryptophagia is a phenomenon of a language developed by twins that only the 2 children can understand.
What?
That's awesome.
And I think it's about 50% of twins develop such kinds of languages. And most of the time it goes away when they start school. And it's, I think, because they're also on the same level in their development, so it's easy for them to be on the same page about the language.
I always wanted a twin. And the problem is, by the time you're old enough to want a twin, it's far too late.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very, I mean, that's a, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Michelle is saying, like, yeah, when a language develops by twins. So chat room knew. This is clever. Ah. It's not when you've forgotten your password. Fair enough. Oh, and we've got, okay, I'm going to put this on the screen for a minute. James, while John had a better effect on the teacher.
That's it. Yeah. So can we put that with the buffalo sentence? Is there a way they fit together? That's the dream.
That would be a linguistic magic, wouldn't it? That would be linguistic.
So.
Buffalo had.
2021 next language event. That's what my badge is. I'm not
Look.
going to put flags, languages, none of that.
Let's
Just gonna
face
be
it,
like,
the next
buffalo,
lockdown's
buffalo,
coming.
buffalo.
You're all better stay in, shelter in place, and Buffalo had buffalo. And then we'll see where we end up. All right, okay, we've got one question to go. Let's go.
What do Pashto speakers say when they hear someone sneeze? Is it patience, it's the truth, recover, or sorry?
I'm going to say it's the truth. Because I feel like I've heard variations of the others. And it's the truth sounds quite charming.
I feel like sometimes when someone sneezes in English, people say, "Excuse you."
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Have you never heard that?
No.
Oh, excuse you. It's not so polite in English. But it exists. And I know I had a teacher who, when you sneezed, he basically said, you should apologize. Like the only thing that is permissible is that you apologize for your interruption. He was a bit of a, can't say the word, but so really he wanted just like the only thing you do is apologize for your interruption. Nobody should say like Gesundheit or whatever they say, because you've just like done a rude thing pretty much.
No,
So I'm
you can't
kinda-
help sneezing. If I sneeze and someone doesn't say bless you, I say, oh, bless me. Bless myself. I'm not religious, but
Excuse
I'll do it.
you,
No one's
Lindsay.
gonna do it for me. Yeah, not excuse me, but just bless me.
Well, Elizabeth says it's the truth. Michelle says patience. I'm going to go with sorry.
It's patience.
Ah!
But the other ones exist too. It's the truth. It's the truth is said in Marathi.
Marathi?
And recover is said in Luganda.
Oh, okay.
And in Yoruba and Igbo, it's sorry.
Oh, okay. So someone
So in
says
other
sorry.
languages, it exists too.
I love that. I love what you say when you sneeze, what you say when you cough, hiccup,
Yeah.
all of those little things. I love learning those.
Really, you're making me you're like I'm gonna hiccup or something. It's like the more people talk,
Yawn?
when people talk about yawning. Yeah, so
Contagious.
apologies in advance. Yeah. So a lot of people say like, yeah. So it's the truth. So when you sneeze, you don't lie. You're not crypto speaking. Okay. Sarah, did you keep a score? No,
Not really.
not really. Which means
Same.
I win.
I think in the chat it was Michelle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think
Michelle
she had
knows a
of
lot. Yeah.
Good answers. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, so I'm going to ask you one more question before I swap guests, which is from the Fluent Show archives, because I've got so many. Okay, so this is, I believe we've got a chat room attendee here. Episode 60 with Chris Broholm. So it's an episode, the first time I think with Chris Broholm. When I asked Chris to send me an interesting fact about himself, he sent me 13 interesting facts about him, which are just
Love that.
amazing. So then as I do, because I'm a fair person, I just did a random.org, because I love random.org. And this is the fact that, the universe wants you to know about Chris. Which embarrassing mistake did Chris make as a teenager once while trying to read the word contraption?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's an easy one. It's got to be contraception, right? Contraception.
Sarah, what do you think?
I don't know.
I feel like in Germany, there's a thing that when I was a teenager, we had a similar thing.
Organism
Oh yeah.
in the science lessons.
Yeah, that works in German too. Orgasmus and Organismus.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the same level. See, Lindsay's on a level here with the teenage mind. Because you're right. Yes, it's contraception. Lindsay's got it right. Suzanne got it right. Woo, contraception. Amazing. Okay, so thank you very much, Chris, for participating and volunteering this fun fact about you. Okay, Sarah, I'm going to say thank you very much, and we're going to bring on Megan as the next guest, but because I'm worried that the stream will break, I think we're going to swap guests around. So thank you so much for coming along and preparing some quiz questions for us.
Thank you for playing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. I don't know if I need to remove Sarah from the chat, actually. Sarah, you need to hang up, I believe.
Okay.
We're using Skype. It's not a secret. Okay, let me see if I can connect to Megan.
I'm just not going to press any buttons. I'm just going to wait, hang out, see what happens.
I know, I think I need to get her username. Okay, let me ask you more questions then to bridge. Okay, this is a good one. Okay. This is a tough one. You gotta be a Fluent Show nut for this one. Episode 136. This was the episode with Paul Kay. Do you remember Paul Kay?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Paul Kay is a professional translator who used to be a journalist. He applied for his job at the EU Translation Unit Commission thing with an Eastern European language. Which one is it?
You mean like the application was in the language or the interview was in the language?
No, you have to, when you apply to be a translator, you got to say what languages you're going to translate. So it's that.
Okay, got it. I'm going to just random guess Polish.
Chat room, what do you
Czech.
think? Does anyone remember?
Slovak. Serbian. Croatian. Macedonian.
Okay, out of all those, you got the right one now.
Hey. I'm going to settle on Serbian.
It was... Oh, no. Okay, so Chris is guessing Polish. It wasn't Polish, chat room. It was Slovak. Yes, because I think he used to live in Bratislava. Right, so I've got Megan's username. Invite to Skype. Why does it do stupid things like that? Okay, more questions while technical issues are resolved.
Yes.
I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Oh. Okay, there's even cleverer things that this can do. Okay, episode, let's do. I don't know. This is fairly easy. Okay, so you're going to have to let the chat room guess a little bit because I think you'll remember this and you know me really well, so you'll remember this. Which glorious, episode 145, Indigenous Languages. Okay. You were there, remember?
Okay.
Sort of remember. Which glorious pop star referred to English as the little tongue, sparking a discussion for this episode?
Okay. Well, I'm going to assume, I'm going to take a wild guess based on the fact that you said glorious pop star.
Glorious.
That it's
Hero.
Jarvis Cocker.
Ooh, referring to English as the little tongue. That's a good guess. Okay. Let me see now.
No.
I'm just going to wait for the chat room because there's a bit of a delay, so I have to wait for a second for the chat room to come in. Let's try. And meanwhile, I'm trying to send a link to Megan because we're still trying to make Skype do the thing that we want it to do. Ooh.
Oh, I think it's worked.
Yeah?
Ooh.
Oh, people still get it. Oh, amazing. Suzanne got it straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Shakira. Glorious pop star. If I say it's a glorious pop star, it's the best. It's the best of the best. It's my man. Can I say my man? I don't know. I just did.
Yeah.
Come on. Who would say, I don't want to
Jarvis.
speak in a little tongue? I speak in my own, like, he sings in his own version of English. He speaks in, you know.
Not Jarvis Cocker.
No.
Who's the other guy?
The dirty rhymes.
Oh, Shauna Paul.
Shut
Yeah,
up,
okay,
my man,
got you.
my hero.
This must be very. What a time to join.
What a time to join.
The look of confusion.
Okay, let's see. Do we have? Ooh, we have Megan. Can we hear you? You have to say something now. No, we can't hear it. We're gonna have to ask more quiz questions about Sean Paul. Check all your audio entry and outro.
Shauna Paul. I do remember now because he was talking about how he'd been disadvantaged for using patois in his songs. But this was at a time when, like, reggaeton was coming big.
So, okay, well, hang on, just a sec. We can see
I'm just trying to
Megan.
film.
We can't hear her yet. No, we can't hear you yet. When we can hear you, we'll let you know. I guess.
Maybe this is the moment we bring sign language into the podcast.
Yeah. Trust us, it's not an unmute issue. It is 100% not. Skype audio video setting.
Okay.
Here
Can you
she
hear me now?
is.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey,
Amazing. Okay. Next. Chris in the chat room saying lip reading 101. Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's true. God, imagine if she joined with like a face mask on.
Yeah. 2020.
Yep.
Where are you joining us from, Megan?
I am joining you from Denver, Colorado.
Ooh.
We had to go a little bit international. And you are?
I am bad at introductions. Always, all the time. I'm Megan from podcasts.
From podcasts.
From podcasts. I am on 3 different podcasts,
No
and
way.
I can't introduce myself on any of them. Not even my own one. It's just like, hi, I'm Megan. I do podcasts on internet.
So Megan is someone I met last year in Florida, in Orlando, at Podcast Movement. So we went there and we were just learning about podcasting and all that kind of stuff. And she hosts, I didn't even know, like blah, blah, blah. So many, but at the time, I think it was just one podcast. So I know you for the one podcast you used to host, which isn't even a language podcast, but she promised she'd bring language questions. So she's in on the party. She's joining us.
Yes. Megan is someone I met in a room somewhere in Florida, and yes,
and we hung out.
My main show is Oh No Lit Class, which is a podcast all about classic literature and all of the filthy ding-dong jokes inherent therein. It's like Spark Notes and Cliff Notes if you could listen to it, and it said cusses at you a lot. And so I have come to you today with questions about language, with a classic literature twist, and they are mostly behaved. Only the last one is filthy.
Ooh. Well, I did
I'm
say
ready.
the F word already. We normally don't swear on the show, but I guess all rules are out the window.
Oh no, I was going to behave. I was absolutely going to behave. There are no cusses in any of the questions.
Awesome. Okay.
Oh, and also, obviously, the obligatory congratulations on 200 episodes.
Thank you. Still here, still going. Yeah, thank you very much.
That's so awesome. That's so great. I can only hope.
It's so much work.
I have to assume someone is going to stop me and my co-host before we reach that point. Someone is going to be like, no.
Truth is, no one ever stops you. They just, I don't know. Then they turn up when you do a live stream, and then you've got people in your live stream and they quiz with you. It's great. So yeah, just in case you haven't caught the name, it is Oh No Lit Class. And
Yes,
lit class
the
is American for
explanation.
when you have to read. Is it like, oh no, compulsory reading?
Yeah, it's oh no, lit class. Just it's short for literature class.
Yeah,
because
we say
that would
lit.
have been a really long podcast title.
True.
We would say English lit and English lang. Well, probably just English over here, like English and English lit.
Yeah, I mean, because we have regular, just like English class. I don't know. It's
Language.
regional. Yeah, it's regional even in the US because sometimes it's like language arts. It really just kind of depends on what school you're going to. Words are weird.
Oh yeah, that's we know. Yeah,
Welcome.
we
to
got a
the
show about
Fluent
that.
Show.
All right. Well, okay. Hit us with your questions. You got 3?
Yes, I have 3.
Okay.
I tuned in. I've been watching for like the past 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm realizing this first one, I mean, it was going to be easy anyway, but
Okay.
it's a real softball.
Well, I think we
Ready.
can use that after all the Papua New Guinean is this word from the Russian minority language or is etc. Okay.
Okay. Now I'm wondering if I should pull the stream back up so I could see like the chat. I turned it off because it was like on a delay and there was noise and I got ADHD real bad and a lot of sounds were happening.
Oh, don't worry. Ignore the chat. I'll read it out to you.
Okay. So of course the first question is, what is a Bildungsroman?
Oh, what's a Bildungsroman?
What is a building? Yes.
Oh,
I'm gonna say everything with with a dumb American accent that don't work no good. There's a quote from the movie The Fifth Element that I love a lot, where Bruce Willis says, "I speak 2 languages, English and bad English."
Look, we're here for it. We're here
I can't
for it.
laugh at that. I feel like I'm not allowed.
No, because we've got accent amnesty. Literally any accent is a good accent. Your accent is your accent. And I could give you a whole rant about idiolects, but let's not go there. Okay, so what is a Bildungsroman? This is harder than you think, Megan. I mean, I can... Okay, Lindsay, can you work out the individual words?
Yes.
Okay.
So, roman, like, I'm thinking novel.
Yeah, Roman is a novel. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then a Bildungsroman, is this like a novel house, like a library? Is it library? Or is it like a reading room?
Okay, so...
Oh,
you're
this is
thinking...
great. You guys are going to overthink
You're
it.
thinking about building... Well, I'm German, so I understand the words, right? So it's an education novel, but it's not an education novel. What do you call it when you've got... Oh, Suzanne's got it. Okay. What do you call it when you've got a story and someone's growing as a human and getting an education as part of the story? When they're like not as dumb as they used to be at the start. Right? Am I right?
I mean, yeah, I really like that definition of it. They're not as dumb as they used to be at the start. I mean, that's technically correct, yes.
I'm thinking of the film An Education, which is that type of thing, which is, I guess, a Bildungsfilm.
I mean, yes, technically, God, that's a really depressing example. Usually, it would cover more ground than in that particular instance. So,
like atonement?
Yeah, I guess atonement would be...
I can't think of ones that aren't rapey, I think.
Yeah, atonement would be a really good example of a Bildungsroman, yes.
Okay, and Suzanne in the chat says coming of age, which I think is what they call it in English, right? A coming of age story.
Yes. Absolutely, a coming of age story.
Coming of age
Perfect.
story, and she names David Copperfield because she is well read and educated, unlike the rest of the Fluent Show.
Yes.
Oh, well read. I didn't read the book. I watched the film with Dev Patel.
Yes, I have not actually read that one either. The Dev Patel movie is so good.
Very good.
I just watched it
Patel.
like a couple weeks ago. I mean, like, if we could get distracted and just objectify Dev Patel real quick.
Well, that's what the Lion film is for. Because let's just ignore everything else in the Lion film.
But no, that was a really good movie. But yeah, so a literary genre characterized by the moral and psychological growth of the main character, typically a coming-of-age novel. Classic examples include To Kill a Mockingbird, Jane Eyre, and the original Star Wars trilogy.
There you go. You talk about Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda's coming back 30th of October, season 2.
Megan, important question here.
Baby Yoda will go on a Bildungsroman journey.
That's what I want to see. If that's not the plot of season 2, I'm out.
So, Megan, important question here from Lindsay, on behalf of Lindsay. Lindsay didn't ask this, but Lindsay wants to know. Is or is not Mean Girls a Bildungsroman? It I don't know. Maybe it is for Regina George.
Maybe. I mean,
Because she
it's like,
starts
I
out
don't know.
not dumb,
If-
but
if
then
you
she
wanna
goes
get-
dumb.
Because I for my personal classification, I feel like it has to encompass like a fairly wide span of time because I feel like they have to grow. Although I did just include the Star Wars trilogy, and Luke doesn't really get all that much older, but he does undergo like a lot of experience. He does lose a hand, but then again, Regina George does get hit by a bus. So the argument could potentially be made.
Yeah, one can't beat the other, right?
Yeah.
Of those two.
Bildungsfilm.
If you include Mean Girls, then that just includes every teen movie, which is like sometimes just the span of a week, right? And sometimes it could be coming of age, and sometimes it could just be dumb stuff happening at high school.
This
So
is
it's
true.
kind of
Which is where we come. Okay, the world is a Bildungsroman. Okay, so that was your first question. Okay, that was the softball, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
oh, man.
Brilliant. Looking forward to question 2.
Oh, you guys did great. Okay. Do that. That was question number 2.
Holy shoot.
Chat, do your best. Do we know the origin of the word malapropism? Malapropism. Where do we get that word? Do we know where it comes from? A malapropism is that incorrect word in place of a word with a similar sound, resulting in a nonsensical, often humorous utterance. For example, to dance a flamingo as opposed to a flamenco, or my personal favorite, for all intents and purposes.
That's a fun one. I like this word that I've just learned.
Malapropism. Okay, I'm going to go hard on French because it starts with mal.
I'm going to go Latin. Further back.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, we're going to double hard. Okay, we've got chat room. Stephen's going Latin. Michelle is going Greek. Team Euro 1 versus Team Euro 2. It's not going to be Greek, I don't think. If it starts with mal means bad.
Like malady.
Malady.
Malad. I think that's Latin.
Elbow says
This is a very mean question.
Okay,
Old Latin, vulgar Latin.
Proto-Indo-European. Boom. It's always Proto-Indo-European.
Okay, this is a very mean trick question.
She's gonna say like, it's English, dummies.
An academic invented it in the 80s.
No, it's actually from a 1775 play called The Rivals, written by an Irish playwright and poet Richard Brinsley Sheridan.
Sheridan. It's a...
Yes. It was a character. Her name was Mrs. Malaprop.
Crumbs, I've heard of that.
Yes, and she would just say things, like she has this very famous quote where she would say, "He's the very pineapple of success." And so the first recorded use of her name as an adjective, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, was by George Eliot. That she had a character say, "Oh, Mr. Lewes is sending what a malapropian friend once called a missile to Sarah," who was a character. So she adopted it as an adjective from this character who was in a play. So it actually doesn't come from a word. It was just this character who was invented, Mrs. Malaprop, who just used words bad, and we turned it into a phrase for when people do stuff like say for all intents and purposes.
That's cool.
That's
I like
good.
that.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot. Which is all really good uses of the malapropism, because sometimes isn't this a thing where you're in management meetings and people say stupid stuff in management meetings, and they like in German. Okay, I can only think of German. In German, a first name for a man can be Emil, and so people would be like, "Oh, send me an Emil later," and they're trying to be cute, and it is infuriating.
That sounds so obnoxious.
Yes. But would probably fit that bill, right? Okay.
I think
okay,
so.
got
Yeah.
it.
I don't know enough about German.
It's all right. You got the books. We got the languages. This is working.
Yeah. See, I'm sticking to my theme. I was trying really hard. I'm like I can do this.
It's amazing.
I
She
can
found
stay
out
on
that she had to
theme.
do this yesterday. This is excellent. Okay, one more question. Give us one more question, and then we
All
shall
right.
release you from your duties.
No, I'm having fun. I could just stay forever. It's my stream now. No. Okay. This is the horny one.
Oh, I'd forgotten. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. We can
This
handle it.
this would not be a true Ono Lit class drop in without some dirty humor, and without the best bard, your friend and mine, the man, the myth, the legend.
Sean Paul.
In what?
Not Sean Paul.
Wait,
I'm assuming Shakespeare.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. Legit.
And
Fair
when-
enough.
In what play did my boy Big Willie Shakespeare, as we refer to him on our show, coin the most memorable phrase, "the beast with two backs"?
Ooh, sexy. Ooh. Explicit rating.
I am counting this as a language question, even though it really is just asking what play did this come from. I've decided this is a language question because the beast with two backs is a real good phrase, and the answer does involve some languageness to it.
True that. All right. Okay. So, I mean, there's a load of plays, right? So if I just say a load of Shakespeare plays, then I'll get the right one. Henry VIII, Henry VII, Henry V, Henry IV, Henry I, Henry II, Henry the William the something, Tempest. Someone said Tempest.
Henry,
Chat room says Tempest. Chat room says Othello.
Who said Othello in the chat room?
Ooh, Suzanne says Othello. Suzanne is well read, man.
Suzanne. Props to Suzanne.
Oh, so that's right.
Okay. Extra bonus points. Suzanne, who said it in Othello?
Oh.
Suzanne, who said it in Othello? Ooh.
Is there a character in Othello called Desdemona, or did my drama play version of Othello lie to me?
No, there is a character in Othello named Desdemona.
Desdemona. That's all I can remember.
But she did not. She
didn't say it. That was my one shot.
She was a participant, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Oh gosh. Well. I don't know why. I don't know why we're so prim and proper.
Desdemona. Is Othello a character?
Othello's a dude. Othello's a black dude, right?
He's a character in Othello.
Okay.
Isn't that right?
'Cause, yeah, I didn't do Othello at school.
I didn't do.
I know I could have done it in later life, but I've been busy learning languages.
So Stephen says, "Is it Iago?" And
Yes.
Ellie says Othello, and I don't know whether she was referring to the play or the character.
It is Iago. It is
Iago.
the scheming villain and evil Disney parrot namesake Iago.
Oh, Suzanne also said
who
Iago. Congratulations. We got clever people listening. This is great.
Lindsay, I would recommend, since you did not have the time to read these Shakespeare plays, if you listen to Ono Lit Class, we do it for you.
Nice. That sounds good. See, this is the thing. We did Romeo and Juliet, we watched Leonardo DiCaprio a lot.
Ooh,
And that was
you would though, wouldn't you?
considered an education. and that was, and we did 12th Night, and that was about it. That was the limit.
Oh, 12th Night's a fun one.
Yeah, I did enjoy that.
Oh.
So, it is Othello. So while the earliest known occurrence for the euphemism of the title of a very popular Marvin Gaye song, let's get it on, is in Rabelais.
Heard it through the grapevine. Just like desperately trying to think of Marvin Gaye song. Okay, let's get it on.
Yeah, it's in Rabelais' Gargantua and Pantagruel, which that's in 1532. And I had to read that also in my freshman English class. And there it's the phrase, oh God, I'm going to butcher it, La Bête à deux dos.
La Bête aux deux dos.
Yes, thank God there's someone else do that. So don't recommend reading Gargantua and Pantagruel. It's very it's also very horny, but it's so boring. It's like that. It's so I mean, maybe it's because it's a translation. I mean, I did not read it in the original French, so the fact that it's a translation might have to do with why I did not enjoy it. Maybe reading it in the original French is a lot more fun. Maybe it's because I was 19. I don't know.
I have yet to enjoy French classic literature, and I've read at least 2. We read what is the little young boy, very naive? Voltaire? No, not the flipping Little Prince. Just get in the sea. Oh, I'm sorry, chat room. There you go. I don't like the Little Prince, mostly because it's overrated. How could it not be overrated?
Prince.
I know. Yeah, it's cute. Yeah, lovely.
But he's so little.
Yeah, and so prinsical.
He's so small. How could you not like him when he's so little?
I have a quiz question that I think Megan might enjoy. I'm gonna go back. It's a bit Fluent Show in crowd, I guess. Hang on, let me find it.
Here, while you're looking for it, so that was the first recorded, like, known occurrence of that euphemism for doing it.
Yeah.
But that wasn't translated into English until 1693. But Othello was written in 1603. So Big Willie wins for the first known occurrence of that phrase in English. Quote, I am one, sir, that comes to tell you your daughter and the Moor are now making the beast with 2 backs.
Oh.
That is proper, like, that's like, I remember, the Taylor Swift lyric that in her new album where she says, you heard the rumors from Ines, you can't believe a word she says. It's like a bit of an Ines, isn't it? There, like, Iago, he's a bit of a stirrer.
Shakespeare did great. Shakespeare is so good. There's another one. Oh God, it's so bad. It's from Titus Andronicus, which is an absolutely bonkers play. It is completely insane. People don't even like attributing it to him. It's like if Eli Roth wrote a Shakespeare play, but there's a great character in it named Aaron, and he also does the beast with 2 backs to a character's mother, and the character, and Aaron is a very bad man, but it is consensual. He doesn't do that bad thing, but the character son says, like, you foul villain, you have undone our mother, and he goes, nay, I have done thy mother. It's like Shakespeare.
And this is Shakespeare. Oh gosh. Is that where that comes from?
Kirsten,
Yeah.
one day,
Yeah.
come and visit me. Megan, you're invited to, and I will take you to Stratford-upon-Avon, and you can see Shakespeare's house.
I've been, Lindsay. I've been.
Oh. Well, Megan.
I want to see Shakespeare's house. I'd love to see Shakespeare's
Yeah.
It's
house.
good stuff. Yeah, they
Yeah.
dress up in period costumes and show you around.
It's very cool.
It is worth a trip. Is that near you, Lindsay?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's not far.
Oh, that's so cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I want to visit where Lindsay lives for the
Bletchley Park.
Bletchley Park.
Mm.
Do you know about that,
The
Megan?
code. Oh yeah.
I have never been out of this nightmare country, so that'd be cool.
Bletchley Park.
Well, we're
is-
sailing ever closer to the USA, with Brexit and stuff. So but one day you'll be able to just walk.
I think that's the point. We're just supposed to float away.
That is how that works. Yeah.
Think?
That's how
Anyway.
Brexit's going to work.
Bletchley Park is where the code breakers were during the war, and they cracked the German code that was being used, and they basically figured out what they were all saying to each other and won the war through what was going on like 5 minutes down the road. And it's also where Alan Turing was based at creating computers and stuff. So if you've seen the film The Imitation Game with
Benedict.
what's his name?
Benedict.
Brambley Patch, Cabbage Patch.
Yeah,
But that's the one.
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Him. Then that is there too. That's there. Yeah.
Ah.
Bonus literature fact that you just reminded me of.
Oh.
During World War II, want to say, one of the things that the Germans were using as a codex was the 1932 novel Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier.
Daphne du Maurier.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Yes.
that novel. We love it.
The Germans were using it as a code.
Wow.
God, that's like crypto something, but not the cryptophagia that the twins
not
use.
yet,
No,
not the
no
twins thing.
cryptophagia.
I was watching that part of it.
Yeah. Oh, Rebecca. I think you know what? We Germans, I don't want to speak for the, I don't know about the Nazis, but we Germans, we love a crime novel. We love a good crime mystery. And I know that Rebecca isn't a crime mystery, but you do kind of read it like a crime mystery.
It absolutely has those elements.
Yeah, it's got that it's got a bit of a locked room type of thing, and God, I loved it. Yeah, no, that's great. Okay, let me ask you my quiz question before I wrap up this show. I mean, you guys keep the live stream going if you want. I've got to go and do my tea. Okay, so episode 25. We're going all the way back. Episode 25. Did you know Lindsay Dow? Because this was when we had. Let me just play. You can't hear this now. It's the old jazzy music. I don't know if anybody remembers the old jazzy music that we had in the podcast. Welcome to the Creative Language Learning Podcast with Kirsten Hammers and Lindsay Dow. Right, I think I was Kirsten Cable then, but you were still Lindsay Dow. Because Megan, in the time that we've been hosts of this show, we've both got married and changed our names. So we've got a whole different name.
200 episodes is a long time.
That is a long. The first Fluent Show. I noticed. This is my fun facts. Fun-ish.
Oh no, my cat's getting upset with
All right,
me.
if mine doesn't do it, yours will. The Fluent Show started on 11th of October, 2013. So nearly exactly 7 years ago.
Wow.
Oh.
That's when, at least in my hosting machine, that's the date of the first episode. And the first episode with Lindsay was 13th October, magic, right? 2014. And by the time we were 4 minutes in, she identified herself as a bit of a dabbler in
Really?
languages. Yes,
Sounds about right.
it sounds about right. And we talked about dabbling so much. And by episode 20, we'd had a conversation about language versus dialect. I don't know why we're still here making these episodes, because we're old hands at this. We've all done this so many times. Okay, let me go back to my question. Episode 25. With Lindsay Dow, saw the emergence of one of my book-related pet peeves. Pet hate, they call them in America. I think my pet peeve.
Yeah, they're pet peeves here too.
So you think language learning context here. What is a thing that Kirsten can sometimes get a bit ranty or cross about? Book-related and language learning related. Very politely ranty, obviously.
I don't know.
Don't know. What's the thing that everybody always does when they're learning a language? Not everybody. I mean, chat room. Not you, you're clever.
Is it when the book is like a businessman and his housewife?
Oh no, but that's also annoying. This is like
okay.
when you've got the textbook and then it's like, is that your daughter? She's pretty, and you have to say it in Chinese and you have to say it, and it's just like this sexist crap. No, not that. No, it's when you kind of get to the level where you wanted to read a novel and you wanted to read some, Suzanne has a guess, dog-eared pages, no? You know, you wanted to read in a language and you're finding yourself some fancy literature and you're like, I can handle this story. What is the thing that everybody seems to pick up in their target language? And they're like, I'm reading this in my target language. It's like the Duolingo of literature.
Okay. I know the answer.
Yeah.
Can I give Megan some clues?
Okay.
Please, I think it's
Okay.
that.
Okay, I can tell you why it bothers me.
Another classic Brit, but fictional. Has some round
Very
glasses
sex-free.
and a lightning scar.
Okay, so this something about Harry Potter.
That is
Yeah,
it.
What about Harry Potter?
All right, so when you're learning French or whatever, say you're learning French, it's like, Maurice has got like Harry Potter. Everyone's like, Harry Potter? What are you on about? Okay, so when you're learning French or whatever, and you're thinking, okay, right, I can handle this. I'm going to read a book, right? I'm learning French because I'm so curious about the French people and their culture.
No, especially not French. Oh my God.
All right, let's say German. Okay, so you're like, I'm learning German because I want to know about.
Ruined by French. I don't want to. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to derail you. I was traumatized by French because speaking French and reading French is like learning how to bike on a road and then being thrown on your bicycle out of a plane down a mountain.
Do you know? I think you've just why we're all here and why we love it. I think we agree, I agree, but I'm kind of into it.
Each to their own, right?
Yeah. Okay. So when you're say learning French and you're learning French because you're curious about, like, let's say France, whatever, and you want to just, like, you're interested in Paris because I don't know, you're going for the next. I'm going for the next obvious thing here, and this is your passion, right? So why on earth would you read like this? Is that the only thing that you can read in your target language? Is a book about a British boy going to a British boarding school, doing British things?
But also
if a lot of
magic.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I
mean, the magic thing don't bother me so much, but like.
What if I'm gonna go to France and I need to know how to defeat Voldemort while I'm there?
I mean, I have not finished Harry Potter because I got, bored by about, when the book started getting really long and then it's like, this is part 1 of the book that has 1 million pages. And I was like, yeah, cool.
Have you seen the films?
Nah, not all of them.
Not with Dev Patel.
Dev Patel is in Harry Potter?
Not with Dev Patel.
Okay, not with Dev... No.
Why bother?
So I don't actually know if Meghan goes to France whether Voldemort would attack her, because I don't know if Voldemort or Harry Potter dies at the end. It's a bit of a Buffy and Dawn situation where one of them has to die, right?
Wait, hang on. You don't know who dies at the end of Harry Potter?
No, I guess Harry Potter. I'm just gonna wildly guess because it's a children's book that Harry Potter doesn't die.
I mean, yeah. I'm hoping yeah,
You've just given me a huge spoiler. I don't know. It could end in like the death of Harry Potter. That'd be pretty grim. I mean, I'd give her props for that.
It kind of. Does it matter if we spoil Harry Potter? I don't know. Also, I don't know if we're still not cursing FJK Rowling on principle.
On principle, I guess. But the thing, okay, look, I took that flipping quiz where they ask you what house you are in Harry Potter, and I was a Slytherin, so therefore.
That's why you don't like Harry Potter.
That's right. I get to be a hater on all of this.
Because
It knew I wasn't impressed. It was like, well, you're going to be the baddies. So I think that means a lot.
Megan, have you taken the quiz?
Not since I was like a teenager, so I don't remember.
I'm just preparing for the chat room to explode with everybody to tell me their houses.
I'm much older than I look.
I am a Hufflepuff. I think that's how you pronounce it.
That's so... it just sounds cute.
Yeah,
sounds
exactly.
like
I'm
cotton
Hufflepuff
candy
and proud.
floss.
It sounds very squishy.
It does. It does. Oh, so Elizabeth says, not knowing who didn't die in Harry Potter just boosted Kirsten to very cool in my book. So there you go.
There you
Preaching
go.
to the choir, got the target group. Something. This is great. So that's my book-related pet peeve. Right, okay, I'll ask you a different question. Let's do 2 more questions and then call it a night. I got so many. I really did go through the archive of 200 episodes, listeners. So this is mad. And a few more questions about the guests and about the show are going to be on my Instagram, and they're already on my Instagram. So if you like quizzing and you don't have enough quizzing power with this quizzing episode, then you can also go to Kirsten_Fluent, and I'll make them one of those highlight things, and Instagram works. Okay, so Kirsten, KERSTIN _Fluent. Episode. Let's see. Do you want an early one or do you want a fairly late one?
Late.
A late one. Okay, a late one. Episode 150. How's that? Oh, this is good. Episode 150 was recorded at Langfest in Montreal, in Canada, and it featured a lesson in a very small European language where we were taught a drinking song. What was the language?
European.
Yeah. Okay, do you want a hint?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've got 2 good hints. Number 1 is Celtic.
Okay. Can we just shout out some Celtic languages?
We can shout out, yeah.
Megan?
Shout out to the Celts. She's like, this is not mine.
Is Gaelic a thing?
Irish Gaelic, yeah. Irish Gaelic.
Irish Gaelic. Okay, that's just the thing I'm going to say.
And Scottish Gaelic, which you have to say as Gaelic. Oh, we got a correct guess in the, a correct memory in the chat room.
Okay, so no real reaction from you, Kirsten, on Irish or Scottish Gaelic. So I'm going to go for Welsh.
Not
No response.
British Celtic.
Manx. Not British.
Not British Celtic.
Breton.
Breton! Choo-doo-doo-doo! Air horn, hang on. Playing as we do. That is it. It was a drinking song in Breton. That was so
really
cool. There are so many for those people who are just desperate for a bit of live impression. There are lots of archive episodes when we recorded, and you and I either in the same place, or I took the mobile recorder and I recorded in Montreal, and Lindsay and I recorded in Bratislava at the Polyglot Gathering, and we did Langfest, and then we did the Polyglot Conference. This fun fact, or not fun fact, but fact anyway, so you'll get it, is the only time that Lindsay and I have ever recorded an episode in the same room as each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Where was this? Do you remember? Polyglot Conference. I mean, this kind of gives it away.
Oh, conference.
I had a really bad UTI.
Ljubljana.
It is, yeah. Ljubljana. Yeah. Do you know the country of Ljubljana, Megan?
No, but that's also because I'm useless at geography.
Well, it's
that's
kinda,
like that is like my worst thing, to the point where it is embarrassing.
It's like
So
far
we need
away
someone
from
to make
you.
a podcast called "Oh No, Geo Class."
Oh no, where things are.
I would love that so much. Oh no, maps. Mapscast.
Oh no, locations.
Holy crap. Okay, like I'm down for this. This sounds great. It sounds really good. Yes, it was Ljubljana, which is in Slovenia, which is best explained as a little one in Italy, I guess.
Yeah, top of what used to be Yugoslavia, next to Italy.
Okay, I can at least.
In.
It's like
I could do that. I have a mental. This is Italy now.
That's it, right? So if it's Italy, if this is Italy, then it's kind of like there. Sorry for anyone listening on the replay of this and you don't have the video anymore. Actually, I'm going to put the video in Patreon. And that gives me a good chance to plug the Patreon and sort of slowly wrap it up and stop asking you guys like weird questions. Do you want one more?
One more.
Okay, one more. Last question. This is a good
smell
one.
my dinner.
According to our 2020 survey, the most studied languages by Fluent Show listeners are French, blank, German, and blank. Fill in the blanks. Most studied.
Okay.
I'm going to give the chat room a sec as well.
Take a guess.
Yeah, so French, blank, Spanish, and blank.
Wait,
Chinese?
hang on. What are they? French?
Ah, crap.
So
French
it's French, Spanish, German,
and blank.
and blank. Okay, we're on the fourth blank.
Spanish was going to be my other one.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that was a
Chinese?
relatively easy guess. Okay, so the last one. Sorry, what did you say one already?
I said Chinese?
It's not Chinese.
Japanese.
It is Japanese.
Ah.
Yeah. Suzanne was also guessing Spanish and Mandarin. Guess for Italian. No, Italian did not make it into the top 4, Michelle. Gotta promo that Italian language a little bit more. But yes, it is French, Spanish, German, and Japanese. And this is according to the survey is still open. So if you go to fluent.show, you can still take the survey and change it all if you haven't taken the survey yet. But those were the 4 languages most studied by Fluent Show listeners, and loads of people just kind of did the other option and just wrote like French and German and this and this and this and this and this because we love
Same,
cycling
right? Same.
backwards up a mountain while falling out of an aeroplane, Megan. That is what this show is about. Okay, well, I'm gonna call this to a close. This wouldn't be complete without me playing the Top Tools jingle because I've already played the old Fluent Show music and the new Fluent Show music. So the old Fluent Show music is the jazzy intro, which is by my friend Jonathan, also known as Idiot Johnson. And the new-ish Fluent Show music, first episode as the Fluent Show was in 2018, is by a band called Forget the Whale, and they are from New Jersey. It's called Move Along, and you can actually listen to it with the lyrics on Spotify. I listened to the Fluent Show music on Spotify the other day, which is crazy because to me it's just the Fluent Show music now. And don't worry, I bought the rights. So Forget the Whale have got a new album out. They would like you to know. I'd let them know that they're still in the show. So which means the last jingle to go is the Top Tools jingle. So I'm going to hit play on that right now. And Megan, you're going to have to go back because this is a musical masterpiece, if I say so myself. I got someone on Fiverr to do it for me. Top tools, autumn and winter. Top tools, spring and summer. Top tools. Top tools.
Well, you, Gemma, thank you for having me. This is very fun.
Thank you so much for joining us, for bringing questions. We had a lot of fun as well. I don't know how to throw you out of the Skype. Oh, hang on. I do now, actually. So I shall. I think I've hung up on Lindsay as well. So this is what happens. Let me just bring back Lindsay. Hey, listeners. We're still here. The live stream is not getting any better, is it? I love the Top Tools music so much. So, oh, look, she's calling. She's calling. See, I threw both of you out, and now you're both back. So this is how this works. I don't know.
Okay.
Megan, either you have to hang up or you have to be with us.
Okay.
Forever.
Forever. Yep. This is just it. I'm here now. You can't get rid of me.
Third host.
Yeah. I mean, are you in the market for like just a semi-horny literature language host?
Are you in the market for changing your mind on French?
No, I
Other
think I
languages
better.
are available.
Let me recommend Oh No Lit Class.
No, I guess I'll go. No, thank you so much for having me. Congratulations again.
Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, which leaves me to let you all know again that the Fluent Show can be supported and should be supported indeed on Patreon, which is Patreon, patreon.com/Fluent Show. And the minimum tier that the machine recommends, so that I set in the machine, is $2 a month, but you can also set your own if you want to give $1 a month. In reality, they put a lot of fees on it. That's why it's $2. But you can do that. Or if you can't afford it, please don't worry. The Fluent Show is forever going to be free in the feed and on fluent.show, where we've got access to the whole archive, including episodes with Chris Broholm, Ollie Richards, Benny Lewis, other men, and also our first, okay, so this is, I don't know if I'm proud of this, but we're fixing it as we go. Our first ever guest of color being Hadi Ndoye, which was episode 122. So it took a while to get there, but get there we did, and continue we do. And other verb first before other verb sentences.
You've been inspired by all that Shakespeare talk.
Indeed, yes, that's it. So even though it's maybe not something to be like massively proud of, I'm proud of the record since. So episode 122, an extra shout out to Hadi. So you get all of that at fluent.show, and that's not going to change anytime soon. The Fluent Show is now going to go to hiatus, which means in the feed it's going to be a little bit quieter. Every now and then I might pop in, and I'll definitely give you a recording of this, maybe marginally edited with less chaos, maybe not, who knows. You can also get bonus episodes and some extra content. I'm working on an archive guide over on Patreon. And it leaves for me to say thank you so much to Christian, who edits all the episodes where somebody is talking in addition to me, except maybe this one, who refused to come and say hello to the chat room. Refused to come in and say hi, because he's not as fame hungry as I am, clearly. To Sarah, who came in and helped, and who does so much helping by setting up times when the guests are available and getting in touch with new guests and brings people onto the show. Absolute hero. And to you, Lindsay. Thank you so much. We've done like nearly 80 episodes. I think maybe with today.
That's a lot.
Done a lot of episodes together. It's been a long haul. Lindsay Dow, Lindsay Williams. Thank you so much for being my co-host.
De nada.
And I will speak to you very, very soon. So you got the next month's off, and I'll see you in January, I guess.
Ooh, see you in 2021.
Chat room, see you in 2021. Ciao. Oh, I'm going to have to do it's goodbye from me, right? Okay, so it's goodbye from me. I'm doing this really slowly so Lindsay can take a minute to collect herself. Goodbye from me. Goodbye. And goodbye from Lindsay.
Tschüss.